तो जिस तरीके से हम लोगों ने ट्रेलर में अभी तो देखा था कि Sarah was behind both of them, so we were thinking that the it could be a love triangle or it could be a love story, but it is altogetherly a musical cinematic marvel which is there from A R Rahman and the rest of the producers and rest of the filmmakers, and hats off to Sara Dhanush as well as Akshay Kumar, because we thought that we would be probably we would be probably laughing a lot or would be experiencing a lot of drama, but the movie might made you cry. Welcome back to the channel. We're doing absolutely fine. So Atrangi Re already is out on. It is a multiplex release, so आप इसको free में देख सकते हो. You can directly go on Disney Plus Hotstar's official website, and वहाँ पे this movie is released today. And मुझे सच में लगा था कि this would have been a kind of a love triangle. So the first part of the video I'll try to keep it as spoiler free as possible, and in the rest part I will discuss more about the story and so much highlight it has kind of put up on the topics which we don't really not discuss at all, and all because probably I could relate it to what I'm going through, but all in all it is in a particular thing and in a particular genre. अगर आपको उसके एक डायलॉग से अगर आपने उसकी सीधा स्टोरी जो हम जजमेंटल कभी कभी बन जाते हैं with respect to some, because they are kind of were trying to portray it that way in that way, and there was literally one dialogue which we saw from her in the trailer, like why can't she have both. So it obviously हमको ये लगेगा कि it is a kind of going to be a kind of a love triangle between Dhanush, Sara and Akshay, and then picturizing Sara Ali Khan against Akshay Kumar, it is so weird, right? But after all, it turns out to be a really amazing movie. Please watch it as soon as possible. It is an cinematic marvel. जिस तरीके से camera moves, जिस तरीके से the music has been played. It is after all produced by A R Rahman as well. So the music is super amazing. अब तक के सारे song के भी जितने मैंने reaction reviews किए थे, those were super amazing. And even movie में जिस type में हर एक song आता है, it was so much necessary to give that emotion out. And now to start with the spoiler part of the review, which is the kind of the story part. हमारी मूवी चालू इस तरीके से होती है कि धनुष एंड सारा दोनों के कैरेक्टर्स को इस तरीके से इंट्रोड्यूस किया गया है कि both of them are medical students, like Dhanush and his friends are medical students, and they are in Delhi. And वहाँ पे he kind of sees this girl who is distorted, who is kind of paranoid and throwing glass at people, जहाँ पे हमें एक वो उन दोनों की उन दोनों का इंट्रोडक्शन दिया जाता है. And ऐसे he just tries to think that he should save her because she's all alone, but her friends just kind of tells him that like they literally should not do that, and वो वहाँ से चले जाते हैं. एंड फिर हमें सारा की स्टोरी लाइन देखने मिलती है जहाँ से उसकी जो पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू है, उसका जो फैमिली बैकग्राउंड की साइड से जिस तरीके से उसको लिया गया है. शी हैज बीन दिस गर्ल हु इज ऑलवेज ट्राइंग टू रन आउट ऑफ मैरिज, इवन दो हर पेरेंट्स आर लाइक हर फैमिली मेंबर्स आर ट्राइंग टू मैरी हर टू सम गुड गाय. एंड जब भी लाइक थिंग्स गो आउट ऑफ वे, वो बहुत ज़्यादा बार भागने की कोशिश करती है घर से, and they just literally kind of spot one guy and they try to force her to marry into him. And actually he was going to be the different guy like जो धनुष का friend होता है, but it turns out that they kind of drug him, and they force their marriage, and this is one of the happiest picture of any arranged forced marriage that you could see, right? And इसके आगे जैसे हमें स्टोरी पता चलती है कि उसको भी वही चाहिए था जो इसे चाहिए था, कि both of them didn't want to marry to each other. So Sarah decides to help him to get to his fiance and start their relationship. And वहाँ पे बहुत बड़ा ड्रामा हो जाता है जिसमें उसमें ये पता चलता है कि like he literally tries to save Sarah because after all she is still her wife. And उसी टाइम पे चकाचक सॉन्ग was super cool. I love Shreya Ghoshal. And उसके बाद मुझे देखने मिलता है कि she is now trying to introduce her main lover, who was who is still in her kind of way, the way he appears, जिस तरीके से अक्षय कुमार की एंट्री हुई थी, that was super awesome. But technically he is a kind of a ghost, and that was super shocking because we didn't expect this out of nowhere. हमें ऐसे लग रहा था कि he could be her literal lover who could be like living overseas. जैसे मुझे लगा था कि is it a kind of a दिल तो पागल है kind of spin off, like because it is he just comes out of nowhere, and but we just get to see that she's imagining him for such a long time because just she talks to him, nobody else can see that. So पहले part of the movie में हमें ये लग रहा था कि is he really that bigger magician that he could literally make himself disappear, and is it कोई magic tricks है या is it a kind of a ghost related fictional line. But आगे जाके बहुत आगे जाके हमें पता चलता है कि it is after all based on a kind of a syndrome जो like the and it is a kind of a syndrome which he is going through because बहुत जब she was very little तभी उसके mom dad दोनों गुजर गए थे, and technically he is her father, and जो उसको हमेशा से पहले स्टोरी दिखाई जाए उसको खुद इमेजिन कर रही थी like her mom and her dad, the way that they were, and she is just kind of being told as she is an orphan, but उसके माइंड में क्लियर मेमोरीज थी जिस तरीके से हमें एंड में ये पता चलता है कि her dad and her mom, her dad was really a magician, and her parents were just against their marriage, and in order for them to like and they kind of ran away and उन्होंने बाकी शादी की, and then Sarah's character was born, and she was grown up in her own family, but at the end it turns out that उसके जो खुद के grandfathers like grandmother रहती है, she is kind of the bad person, and she instead of and जो magic trick अक्षय कुमार करने वाला रहता है वो पर्टिकुलर मैजिक शो में जो फेक फायर रहती है उसके जगह पे वो लोग रियल केरोसिन डाल देते हैं जिसके वजह से he really lights up, and because of that even his mom rushes, even सारा की जो mom रहती है she rushes over and she just grabs him and tries to save her, and because of that unfortunate incident both of them dies, and that kind of impacts Sarah on such a different level because she is just a child, she is not even knowing what is happening. उसके साथ जो भी चल रहा था उसे वो बिल्कुल समझ नहीं पा रही थी because इतने कम उम्र में उसे क्या ही पता चलता कि क्या उसके दोनों mom dad are literally kind of burnt in front of her own eyes. So she kind of just imagines this person who comes and puts a hand on her head, and he is in the form of her father herself, and again that character is played by Akshay Kumar, and the Shershah, like the Shahenshah character who is the kind of the lover of Sara, which he is in her imaginations, but at the same time kudos to Dhanush's character to understand that she is going through something and she needs help, and like depression is something, or if anything related to mental illness, it is something which could be dealt in a very different way. So there were a lot of options where Dhanush could have literally told her that like there is nothing like this, you are seeing a ghost, or he could have just taken her in front of a mirror and shown her that there is nobody besides you, but she would have still imagined her in her thoughts वो still उसके साथ रहता, तो he plays an amazing trick, and he just goes and tells her that go confront what things are there in your mind. At the same time, उसका doctor friend रहता है, he is a kind of a sociopath, so he helps him to give her medicines, because of which जो ताजमहल की scene है that they that was also super amazing, right? They try to she tries to tell everybody that he is her lover is with them and he will make Taj Mahal disappear, and that doesn't happen. तो वहाँ पे भी उसको एक थोड़ा realization start होने लग जाता है कि she is in a kind of she's kind of imagining things, she's not in this real world, probably he is not in the real world, and हमें ऐसे भी बहुत बहुत इंसिडेंट्स इस मूवी में जैसे हमें देखने मिले कि देयर इज अ सीन बिटवीन धनुष एंड लाइक अक्षय कुमार जहाँ पे देयर इज अ काइंड ऑफ अ बैटल ऑफ बिटवीन देम एंड ही कीप्स हर्टिंग हिज हेड एंड स्टिल अक्षय कुमार couldn't help her, and that was again one of that part where Sara realizes that Dhanush is the one, and why is Akshay not helping her, but उसके बहुत आगे जाके Akshay's character comes and just tells Sara that you are just more into him than rather being with him, and these things are literally happening in her head. So जो सारी चीजें होती है उसके वजह से he tries of killing himself, and he kind of tries to die, but Dhanush again tries to do that acting of taking him to the OR and trying to heal him and trying to do things to him. तभी उसका friend उसे बता देता है कि he should just really go and tell her that he is just a ghost, or she is just imagining things, or she is kind of mad. But वो decide करता है कि वो उसको जाके बता देगा कि he is all well, nothing has happened to him. And she वो अंदर जाके भी उसे still वो imagine करती रहती है उसको कि he is still on that bed lying over there, he is hurt. And उसके बाद जाके बोल देता है कि अभी डिवोर्स वगैरह तो रेडी है, any which ways he wants to get rid of her. He is literally irritated to that much level, but at the same time he has fallen for her, he is in love with her. And वहाँ पे हमें again बहुत म्यूजिकल खूबसूरत गाना सुनाई मिलता है. A R Rahman's music in this movie is up to the mark. And उसके आगे जैसे मूवी आगे फॉरवर्ड हो जाती है, उनके जो डिवोर्स पेपर्स जब भी वो लोग जस्ट साइन करने वाले रहते हैं तभी सारा मुकर जाती है, बिकॉज शी इज ऑल्सो इन लव विद धनुष. एंड उसके पहले ही जस्ट काइंड ऑफ टेल्स हर दैट यू हैव टू सिलेक्ट वन, एंड नाउ इफ यू आर सिलेक्टिंग हिम आई विल मेक श्योर दैट यू बोथ गेट एंगेज्ड. एंड वो उनकी एंगेजमेंट के लिए घोड़ी भी लेके आता है, जहाँ पे वो उसे बता देता है कि ये घोड़ी के ऊपर तो तुम उसे इमेजिन कर ही सकती हो, तुम्हें तो दिख ही सकता है कि तुम तो बताती रहती हो कि तुम जब भी उसको बुलाओगी जब वो तुम्हारे सामने आ जाएगा तब तुम उसको बुला लो. एंड शी इज नॉट एबल टू डू दैट बिकॉज वो उसके पहले जब वो आ रहता है वो शी काइंड ऑफ इमेजिन्स दैट ही हैज गॉन टू जापान. एंड फिर वो लोग सारे मिलके जाके उसको स्टेशन पे छोड़ने जाते हैं. एंड देयर धनुष काइंड ऑफ गिव्स हिम हिज फाइनल वार्निंग दैट यू गो इनसाइड, यू सी व्हाट हैपेंस. अगर सजाद स्टिल वहाँ पे होगा तो ही विल मीट यू, एंड इफ ही is still not able to return, you either accept your lover as your husband, or you come back and make your husband as your lover. So that was again kind of an iconic dialogue, and उसका टाइमिंग बहुत superb था from धनुष. and जैसे मूवी में आगे जाते हैं वो जो पहले की स्टोरी मैंने आपको पहले बता दी, that उसका जो amazing, so literally last के 10 to 15 minutes of the movies literally made me cry. and जिस तरीके से उस मूवी को अक्षय कुमार ने प्रेजेंट किया था, the way Sara has cried, the way Sara has portrayed and imagined both of her parents dying right in front of her eyes, that was super amazing. And उसके बाद जिस तरीके से she comes back to Dhanush, and the way he holds her, the similar way how Akshay Kumar's like that fictional character who she was imagining had kind of taken that small little girl who just watched both of her parents getting burned in front of her eyes away from the entire show, and the movie fades at that time. That is the end of the overall movie. So that is it for the overall breakdown and review. I thought of this movie would be on a different level, but it has surprised me to the next level, because there like these expectations में मैं था that I would be expecting some kind of more like drama, be it from the love triangle point of view or be it from a different perspective. But this movie has literally made me so much emotional, and do let me know if after seeing this movie, if you guys got a little bit emotional, or probably you cried as well at the very end with respect to what all happened. So thank you so much if you are still watching until here. Let me know what your thoughts are about the movie in the comments below, and please subscribe to the channel to support the channel. I'll be meeting you in the next video.